Alright, in this we're going to define a function and use that function to call up a set of code that we put in. And so what we're going to do is in the pseudocode here, we'll go ahead and type that. We're going to use a function to call up a code that uses the bump switch to turn on the LED. Okay, so in this case I'm going to go right in front of the task made and I'm going to go ahead and type in void. And so what that is, that command does is it calls up the function, and so that's what you use when you want to put in a function. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and type in what our function definition is, or declaration, I guess. So not the definition, this is the declaration, and so this is exactly what the function is. So it's LED control is what we're going to call it. I'm going to put an open and a closed parenthesis and then a semicolon. Actually, I don't even need the semicolon, so I'll actually just go ahead and delete that. I'm going to come right underneath that, and then I'm going to define my function. So I'll open with a curly bracket, and let's say if sensor value, we're going to use our bump switch, equals 1, another curly bracket. So I got my, here we go, that fixes that. Another curly bracket, and then I'll say turn LED on. And we called the LED green. I'll close that. And I'll say if that's not happening, else do something else. This is what it's going to do. We're going to turn the LED off. And then again, our LED is defined as green. I'm going to go ahead and put that on its own line so I can keep my brackets straight here. I'll close that curly bracket. And what's going to happen then is it's going to use this function call up to call it up when we type it in the code. And so in the actual code, down here under task made, I'm going to type in while. For a while loop, we're going to want this to run indefinitely, so while 1 equals 1, I want you to do this. And instead of typing the line by line code now, I'm going to type in what I want it to do. And so I'm going to type in LED control. And then I'll put an open parenthesis and a closed parenthesis. And I will put a semicolon. And so that's what it's going to do. So we'll go ahead and compile the program. And uh-oh, I got all kinds of error messages here, so let's kind of wade through what I have. If I look up here, I shouldn't have a curly bracket at the top, so I'll delete that. And then I have a curly bracket to open this LED control. So I have that one open, and I open and close the task. I open and close it, and so what I need is another closed one here. So this one matches this one. Down here, I open the task main. I open the LED control. declaration, and I never close the task. And so I'll close it down there, compile the program, and it'll work. I'll download it to the robot. And I can start the robot. So nothing's happening because the bump switch isn't pressed. When I press the bump switch, the green light goes on, which is what is supposed to happen. And so I guess the purpose of this type of code would be you can define some functions up here on top, and then to make your code shorter, if you're going to use this LED control function more than once, all you have to do is type it in one time. And so instead of typing it in the code multiple times, you can use that function to type it in just one time. And so that's the benefit of using a function declaration, which remember that's up here, and the function call up, which is right here.